Today, we will be making trees for the landscapes that we painted last week. Before we make our trees, we need to know how to use certain types of lines. You can put your marker on the side and make big lines like this, or you can use the tip to make skinny lines like this. You can also use both sides of the marker at the same time to make wavy lines. I like to make swirly lines like this, and also zigzag lines like this. This is also called cross-hatching, when you draw some straight lines and then straight lines that go over in the opposite direction. A line is just a dot that ran away, and you can also just make dots instead of lines. I like to draw a circle and fill it in to make a bigger dot. Now I'm going to make up my own line and make squiggly lines that overlap each other. You can also just scribble, and that creates a pretty cool line. And something that I really like to do is make lines that loop the loop. Now I want you to think about, when you draw your trees, what kind of lines might you use? Today, you will use a messy mat on your table to help keep your area clean. We will pass out your painting from last week that should look like this. The materials you will need today are scissors, glue, a black marker, a pencil, and a few pieces of small different colored paper. The very first step is to use your pencil to draw one shape per piece of paper, both big and small shapes. It is hard to see, but right here I am drawing a big triangle, a big cloud shape, and then some smaller triangles on the other pieces of paper. Remember, you can draw whatever shapes you want. The second step is to draw your different lines that we practiced before, whatever you would like, over the entire piece of cutout paper. Be creative and make your lines different for each piece of paper. Be sure to draw your different types of line all over that small piece of paper so it fills up your entire shape. And if you need to, your line can run off onto your messy mat. The next step is to cut out each shape you drew with your pencil. You may cut over your lines that you drew with your marker, and that's okay. We just want the shape. Place your paper scraps in the middle of the table because we have a very hungry garbage can and it will come around to eat them up. We will now glue our shape cutouts to the background that we painted last week. Remember, smaller shapes will go in the background, medium shapes will go in the middle ground, and bigger shapes will go in the foreground. Time to glue. If you need to open your glue, you can just unscrew the orange top like this. Start with one shape and place just a little bit of glue on the background. I like to say dot, dot, not a lot. To remember, I just need a few dots of glue. Turn over your shape and place it where you would like on your landscape, and then hold it down for about 20 seconds to make sure it stays in place. For my bigger shapes, I'm going to place them near the bottom since the bottom of the page is the foreground. Things will look bigger when they're in the foreground, so we want our biggest shapes down there. Medium-sized shapes will go in the middle ground, and smaller shapes will be up near the background because things that are farther away look smaller. Try to use at least 3 shapes. The last step is to take out your marker again and draw tree trunks to make our shapes look like trees. The way I like to do it is draw straight down through my shape and add some branches. You will not be able to draw with a marker if you use too much glue, because the marker and the glue do not mix. So make sure that you glue properly and that you don't have excess glue everywhere. Then you can create your tree trunks. Here is how my landscape turned out. I encourage you not to copy me, but to create your own. I can't wait to see it.